A whisper of wind bustling by, into a gale, a tornado to try. A cascade of thunder peals from on high, a downpour, a drenching, a waterfall in the sky. A flash of lightning, a scream as they die. Fear the living storm, and thus hear its cry. Oh yes, Amatsu, one of the most powerful yet beautiful elder dragons ever wrought. The Storm Dragon, the master of the sacred pinnacle. This is a creature quite literally unlike any other. A legendary elder dragon spotted on Sacred Pinnacle, an avatar of storms and the folklore of Yukumo Village. Amatsu's appearance is accompanied by furious cyclones and horrific storms. Its fearsome power is said to outscale that of natural disasters. And indeed, the people of Yukumo Village know well the danger that Amatsu can bring. When he arrives, he lays waste to their roads, cutting them off from the rest of the world. He displaces local monsters, sending them far and wide, scared, frightened, and ferocious against any who might come across their path. Torrential rain and thunderstorms rack the skies. Buildings caught in the crossfire, ruin brought to life after life after life. And all of this done without Amatsu even knowing, for his simple presence spells disaster.
The day graced your village was the most important day of your life. But for me, it was Tuesday.
Join me then, ladies and gentlemen, as we explore Amatsu and everything that he is, stands for, and encompasses. Because indeed, the chances of us facing Amatsu in the future in Sunbreak itself, I would say, are fairly high. No, I won't bore you with the entire reason why. I made an entire video dedicated to this, well, theory thought of mine. But we find out what happened to Kagero and Yomogi's homeland, how it was destroyed, and why they're in Kimura Village. And everything that happened. A great calamity, storms, monsters where they shouldn't be. It all points to one of two monsters, either Ibushi or Amatsu. The tipping point is that the timeline doesn't line up for Ibushi. It happened 8 years ago. The rampage is every 50, which eliminates Ibushi and leaves only Amatsu. This is ominous, and it would also be incredible. But we will push theories aside, for this is monster lore, and what monster lore it is. The owner of the Storm Vesticle, the glowing jade organ crackling in orange light, adorning Amatsu's chest. This miracle of nature is able to reproduce the natural process by which clouds and thunderstorms form, and, well, achieve it incredibly rapidly at the command of this dragon. He quite literally is a sentient weather machine with, well, a sinister twist. He's not inherently aggressive, but he brooks no quarter, and simply being in his territory is enough to put you in grave danger by mere proximity alone. That truly is befitting of a power greater than that of a natural disaster. Imagine the world's worst thunderstorm, the world's worst monsoon, the world's worst weather, all expunged from this creature and constantly around it like a blanket aura, keeping it safe on its mountain home of Sacred Pinnacle. It is not always found there, however. Where it spends a lot of its time remains a mystery to the guild, but you can be sure when the sky cries out in terror and turns crimson red for the slaughter to come, that Amatsu has returned to sit his throne and grant audience for any hunter who dares to seek it. He is only a shy tier below that of the Black Dragons themselves. It doesn't get more upper echelons than Elder Dragon than Amatsu without going to quite literally the upmost of echelons. He is very much swayed by his mood. A peaceful, calm Amatsu, well, is not too much of a threat. The skies remain calm. When defeated, the sun breaks. And, well, calm returns and serenity rules. He truly is intrinsically tied to the very atmosphere itself. He is gargantuan, over 30 meters across. He would dwarf even the blue whale side by side. That shadow above you, floating so beautifully on the wind, is truly a sight to behold. And beautiful is correct, for Amatsu does not strike a fearsome visage. The golden horns, the golden flecks, the white flowing fins. It's almost hard to believe such an animal could pose such a threat, but pose it does. When pushed, when enraged, when brought low, its horns radiate with power, the storm vestule crackling, its body alive with furious energy. Its command of water, nigh unparalleled. The storm vestibule contains it, feeds it to the Amatsu, and it can fire such pressurized beams that it cuts through rock like a knife through butter, and then some, pressurizing the very earth underneath you until it explodes outwards in showers of cutting stone and water. There is trace dragon element found in Amatsu, as there is many elder dragons, and some in faraway lands learn how to channel it and take on a new form. A cerulean electric blue and blood red beckons its coming. The frontier Amatsu is certainly a sight to behold, mixing the raw element of dragon with the water, with the wind, with the chaos and the carnage, creates the ultimate tempest for you to overcome. These Amatsu are rare, however, and fortunately have not been sighted, well, anywhere close to home. Their existence, though, certainly a grim portents. Amatsu is able to command the wind itself. It's how it floats and flies and darts around. Essentially, the easiest way to imagine how Amatsu gets around is someone traveling via wingsuit, able to use the air to guide and slow a fall and travel a great distance, but imagine also being able to summon a great blast of wind to send you back up into the sky to start the whole process again, but with very fine control. Either a wingsuit or a flying squirrel with air powers, but I feel like calling Amatsu a flying squirrel with air powers sort of doesn't, well, do justice to the creature. It is, however, incredibly amusing. A Leviathan holding the title of Elder Dragon, it shares a connection with those that dwell beneath the waves, yet, of course, is so much more. Summoning updrafts to carry it where it pleases, it has a very aura of wind around it. Unlike Kushala, this is no defensive measure. It enhances its speed, strength, and power as it so zippily nips around. Zippily nips? Why does that sound like a really poorly named children's cartoon character? It's me, Zippily Nips! You can get caught in a very vortex of air, pulled into the center, and sent skyward and shredded by a tornado localized right atop you. There really is a lot of work to be done in bringing down an Amatsu. You don't just have to fight the creature, you have to fight the very sky around you to get the job done. This is truly a magnificent yet terrifying sight to behold. And when Amatsu most recently appeared atop said sacred pinnacle, near the misty peaks, near Yukumo village, well, chaos reigned. it displaced the entire local population of Zinogre, an apex predator in its own right and a master of thunder. It knew it had no chance against this Elder Dragon, and entire populations, droves of them, fled down the mountain, causing carnage wherever they went, bumping into other monsters, hunters, and villagers. And well, you can imagine what the result of that was. It was one of the most dangerous times for the people of Yukumo, and they only got through it by a brave hunter who slew the Amatsu in one legendary battle for the ages. And that hunter, if you played Amatsu's games, of course, is you, by the way, so congratulations, well done. Anyway, we continue onwards. So yes, Amatsu is quite literally the direct cause of Zinogre being discovered, which is quite the achievement in of itself. The very first encounter with Amatsu was when it quite literally downed an airship with a single blast of water. That was a bit of a oh moment for the guild that started the entire investigation, followed by said Zinogre discovery and the eventual final showdown. It really was not afraid to make its presence known. It does not like fellow entities in its airspace. Those on the ground it will brook, but airborne not so much. It truly is the master of its domain, and its domain is the very sky itself and all within it. I love Amatsu, I really do. It's got one of the most incredible themes. It's got one of the most incredible roars. And there is something hauntingly beautiful about him. He is truly unique, perhaps slightly less so with Ibushi and Nawa, but even then, they are so very distinctly different. The idea of a Leviathan that swims through the air as opposed to the water is novel of itself, but one wrought as a master of storms to exceed even Kushala is an even more fantastic step further. He really is a special creature, a special monster, and it's easy to understand why so many love him. And I would adore to see him revived in, well, Sunbreak or Monster Hunter 6 or at some point going forward, because Amatsu, I think, more than most monsters, would shine with the way Monster Hunter is done now, with how much better monsters are, with how much more they can give them, both in their moveset, how they move, the aesthetic. The fights are just so much more better than they have ever been, and a 5th gen onwards Amatsu, I can only imagine would be nothing short of an actual masterpiece, and that is so very exciting. I will never forget my first Amatsu, I really won't, and I want so many of you to experience something similar. Let me know then, guys, if Amatsu is one for you, and if you would take it over a new monster in Sunbreak, or at some point in the future, Monster Hunter 6 and beyond. In any case, like you've enjoyed this, subscribe and hit the bell for more. Consider supporting the future of this channel on Patreon down below. It keeps us going and it really does mean the world. No matter how much it is, your monthly pledges really do make the difference for us. So seriously, I mean, just frankly, thank you. For now then, well, until we meet again, let me know what monster you would love to see next. A goodbye.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.